The story of Cinderella tells of a kind-hearted young woman who was treated cruelly by her stepmother and sisters, but, nevertheless, kept a humble attitude. One day, the king decided to throw a ball and invited all the young maidens in the kingdom. While Cinderella's sisters made her help them get ready for the ball, not once did they ask her if she would like to go with them. Once they left, her fairy godmother appeared and helped Cinderella go to the ball with a bit of magic that would only last until midnight. At the ball, Cinderella caught the eye of the prince, as she was the most beautiful girl there, and they danced all night. When midnight came, Cinderella had to leave the ball, and in her hurry, one of her glass slippers fell off her feet. The prince found this slipper and vowed to marry the girl who the slipper belonged to. The prince went from house to house, looking for the girl whose foot fit the slipper, and he reached Cinderella's house. Though Cinderella's stepsisters and stepmother tried to keep her from trying it on, the glass slipper was a perfect fit, and she was soon married to the prince and lived happily ever after. This is a wonderful story that captures how keeping a humble attitude will reap its rewards. This is the story of Princess Aurora, the much-awaited daughter of the king and queen, who was cursed by an evil witch to die by the prick from the spindle of a spinning wheel because her parents did not invite the fairy to her christening. Fortunately, one of the good fairies who had been invited to the christening was able to help. Though the princess would still have to be pricked, she would not die, but sleep for 100 years. She was blessed by the other good fairies, and so grew up to be a beautiful, kind and obedient young girl who was often called Briar Rose. As predicted, on her 16th birthday, Aurora was pricked on her finger by a spinning wheel and fell into a deep sleep. Along with every man, woman, child and animal in the castle. 100 years later, a young prince tried to get to the castle, in order to see the famous beauty that had been asleep for so long. When he found her, he was stunned by her beauty and leaned in for a kiss. This broke the curse, and soon everyone in the castle was awoken from their long, 100-year sleep. The prince and princess were married, and the kingdom was happy and peaceful once again. Sleeping Beauty teaches us that even though evil can sometimes interrupt our lives, when good intervenes, it can soften the blow and eventually, evil will be overcome. A poor couple got themselves into big trouble when they stole fruit from their neighbor's garden. The neighbor, who was a witch, found out about the theft and demanded that they give her their child when she was born, to which the couple accepted. The young girl, named Rapunzel by the witch, grew up to be very beautiful, but was kept locked away in the tower by the wicked witch, from which there was no way in or out. When the witch wanted to go in and see her, she would say, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, so that I might climb the golden stair." One day, when Rapunzel was singing to pass the time, she happened to catch the attention of a young prince, who was so enchanted by her voice that he learned the secret of how to get to her. While Rapunzel was startled by him at first, they soon fell in love. It so happened that Rapunzel accidentally told the witch, "You are much heavier than my prince," after which the witch, infuriated, chopped off her hair and threw her out into the wilderness. The prince was blinded by thorns and roamed the land, lamenting his beloved Rapunzel. When they found each other again, the prince being lured by a beautiful voice, they cried for joy. And the tears which fell from Rapunzel's eyes went into the prince's, and cleansed them, enabling him to see again. The two lived together in peace for the rest of their lives. The important thing to take away from this story is that one should never steal because it can have bad consequences. As in the case of Rapunzel's parents, who lost their beautiful daughter because they were greedy and stole fruits.